What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Lando Success. I'm doing a different one for y'all today. So I am driving to Toledo, gotta go pick up my son, and I'm like, best way to get some content done is do it while I'm in a car. Hope it don't look too bad because it's raining or don't sound too bad, but welcome. So make sure you like and subscribe, push the video out here. I am switching it up today. So for those of you that are subscribers that watch me, y'all will see me do random videos in an RV sometime or in a UPS truck and random vehicles, and people will say, yo, are you a truck driver? How do I get into the industry? What's the deal? This video, I'm about to tell you guys the process of how I get into it. It's very unique, and I think my process can help a lot of you out. So this is the deal. I was a flight attendant for 10 years. When I first became a flight attendant, my original goal was to only fly for 5 years, enjoy life, fly, travel, have fun. Then after that, go make some real serious money. I was going to go get my CDLs and become a truck driver. So it's going to go 5 years flight attendant in the air. Then after that, I was going to go on the ground, get my CDLs and start driving, making some real money, right? Once it came closer to year 5 and I was ready to go get my CDLs, I was telling my best friend Dad about it. Like, hey man, you know, I'm about to quit, about to leave the airline industry. This is my game plan. He was like, yo, don't do it. Keep your flight benefits because I know there is a different way you can do it. Now, remind you, since I'm different, I know, and especially times have changed, especially for the new, younger people watching this, but growing up, to get your CDLs, you'll have to go to your local DMV. In Michigan, it's called the Secretary of State. And you will have to go get this big old pamphlet. It's like a book, not a pamphlet, it's a real book. That's your study guide to study how to get your CDLs, and you go back up there and you take tests to get your permit, right? I knew that because I grabbed that booklet multiple times because I always had the vision to become a truck driver since my stepdad was one, right? Since times have changed, I realized, yo, they probably still have that big old booklet, but you can probably find everything online as a PDF now. So I knew you can study yourself and do it, which I never seen anybody really do. Or you can pay a class. The class usually costs about $6,000 to get them to teach you everything you need to know and to get your license and get your permit and get certified, right? Or a company will cover it because it's such a demand. They will pay for it for you, but you are locked into a contract where you got to drive for them for like a year, which makes sense. So different ways. I didn't want to be locked into any contract, weapon if I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, Lando, let's figure this out yourself. So I downloaded the PDF. I studied like hell, learned everything I need to learn, went to Secretary of State, and I think it was 2 or 3 tests. I did my combination, air brakes, and like hazard, whatever it is, like 3 of them. You need to pass all 3 of them. First time I went, I passed 2 and failed 1. And if you fail it, you could come back. You just gotta wait 24 hours, come back the next day. Remember, to take this test is only $25. So I go back the next day and I pass it. So that gives you your certificate to get your permit. Well, that's your permit. You literally, you know, like when you go to DMV or Secretary of State and you go take the picture and get your license, they give you the temporary little paper. So that literally gives you your permit to drive a CDLs, but you got to drive them with somebody that's licensed, right? Your goal next is to go take your road test, pass that, and you are certified. You're good to go. My dilemma was I never drove a semi-truck before. Never in my life. So I'm like, how I'm going to pass this road test if I never drove one and got like a million, you know, shifters. Yeah, I know how to drive a stick, but you got a double clutch with those. So I'm just watching YouTube like, man, I got to figure this out. This is when I had to have that just figure it out mentality, because my thing is I was smart enough to get this permit if I have to spend that money. I can be smart enough to figure this thing out. So I started texting and calling my dad friends. Everybody knew that ever had a CDL. I was like, hey, do you guys got a truck I can practice driving then I can, go figure it out. Nobody had a truck. So I got on Google, Googling different schools and different places. I found a place 5 minutes from my home that I didn't even know existed, where it was, there was like a training school place. And I just called them and told them the deal, because when you apply for these companies, they want to know what school you went to, what experience you have. So when I called them, I just was honest and told them the deal. Like, yo, I got my permit. I need to get that experience. He was like, man, well, you ain't gonna go to no school. I'm like, nope. He's like, all right, this is what I do for you. I would charge you $200 an hour, and I would teach you myself. Like, yes, let's do it. So I set up 2 hours, right? So I go do 2 hours driving. It wasn't that hard. It's definitely difficult, but you're gonna need more than 2 hours, because I needed more help with backing up and just getting used to shifting. So I think a total of 4 hours, I probably would have been good enough. We'll just round it up to 5. 5 hours, I'd be good enough to pass it. So that would mean it would cost me right about $1,000 to figure this thing on out, get certified, and be able to have my license. That's saving me $5,000, or that's saving me a year contract. Yes, that is very difficult to do. I know the average person really just can't do that, but that's the route I went. So let's pause right there. So now fast forward back to me wanting to quit and talking to my friend Dad. He's like, okay, I got this company. You'll love it. You don't fully need your CDLs, but you can drive RVs, trucks, and this, and this, and this. I'm like, oh. So he told me apply immediately. Apply right now. Apply right now. So I applied that day. The company reached back out to me, and basically, since I had driving experience, they was like, okay, we're going to hire you. Your orientation is, we'll say March 2nd. Like, orientation March 2nd. And I'm like, damn, because I just got hired with them. Now, mind you, you're a contractor, so you can drive when you want, but I still had a full-time job as a flight attendant. Just how the universe worked. Probably later on that week, I get an email from our company saying, hey, we're doing something new where it's a leave of absence. You can take off work, keep your flight benefits, keep your health benefits. You can take off for a month if you want to do it. I'm like, what? So I can literally keep all my benefits, but go work and go make more money. Let's do it. So I got with this company, and it was a game changer, mainly for me because I had flight benefits. I was a flight attendant. I was able to fly around the world to whatever location they need me to go grab these units, drop it off, and go back to the airport. Now, the company I work with, this is how it goes. They pay you great money up front. The catch is you have to cover all your expenses. So let's say, actually, I don't want to go into their money situation because I don't know what's the policy with that. So we're just going to say, for example, right? We're going to say, for example, to drive 1,000 miles, they give you $1,000. We're just going to use that as a sample. So they would give you 70% of a advance whenever you pick up that unit. So if you go pick up this UPS truck, you can tell them, hey, give me my advance. So they give you 70% of that. That means that is $700. That should help you cover driving, your lodging, whatever, your gas, everything. Hopefully you're good with budgeted money. And once you're finished, we'll give you that other 30% once you send in your paperwork. We will cover your tolls, your permits, any random things you need in between. We'll cover that. That's how the company I'm with work. It's worth it to me because I get to utilize flight benefits. If I personally didn't have flight benefits, I personally wouldn't be with this company because everything would be that much harder and it will take that much more money out of my commissions, right? Because you got to think about it. That people do this all the time that's not flight attendants, so don't have flight benefits. I know a young lady that was amazing at this. She just knew how to utilize flights, trains, catching rides. She knew how to completely utilize everything, and she could stay on the road for 2 weeks at a time. Me, I would like to do something, come back home, do some, come back home. So you can still do it, but it's that much harder. You have two divisions. One is called DriveAway. That's what I do, where you can literally drop off this unit and you drive away, meaning they allow you to attach like a small vehicle to some of these RVs or to whatever you're driving, so you can drop this off there and be in a car and just drive away and go to the next one. But every unit don't work like that. And they have a thing called towaway. Towaway, if you have one of those F-150s, F-550s, where you can tow these RV trailers and different things, and you make a lot more money doing that. They have partnerships with different car rental places where you can rent out cars to them. It's a great company, great concept. I've been with them over 5 years. I have over 250,000 safety miles, meaning I've driven over 250,000 miles without getting any accidents or messing up. So let's rewind again, right? So we're gonna go, so I'm jumping all over the place. So I just got hired with this company because I know you guys wondering about the CDL situation. So I just got hired with this company. When I got hired, they said, we have a thing where if you do 25,000 safety miles, we will pay for you to get your CDLs. So I'm like, oh, wow, I can save this money that I was going to give to the guy and actually can utilize this, right? So I was getting close to my 25,000 miles. I was like 20,000 miles. I set up the class with the company, and a week before the class, they completely shut down the program. So technically, I still don't have my CDLs, but the company that I work with now require you to have a CDLs. I just drive all things that are under 26,000 pounds. And if I had a CDLs, I'd be able to have more options to drive things over 26,000 pounds. And in my personal opinion, the money really don't change off of what you drive. It just gives you more options when you have it. But I've been doing it for 5 years and I never needed it. So it's cool with me. One day I might just get my Class Bs or something just so I can have more opportunities. But, you know, so I actually don't have my CDLs, but if you want to work with the company I work with, you're going to need it. Now, this is the problem. My company is probably one of the best DriveAway companies there is. At least they're top 3, top 5, right? Because they pay a lot of money. You can see your loads. They're different. So they deny a lot of people. And I wouldn't just do a YouTube and just put people on game and refer like I do with the Uber Eats and the Grubhubs and the different things, because I get incentivized. Yes, I get incentivized from referring you, but it makes me look bad if I put somebody on that completely crash and mess everything up, and it messes up my credibility. So I will not put a link, or I won't talk about the company I'm with. If you are interested in something like this and have your CDLs, contact me and I will check your resume, and if you qualify, I'll be honest and I'll put you on, or I won't. Now there's 2 ways to pick up units. You have the outbound units. That is wherever the location, their main hub. Our main hub is in Indiana, not too far from South Bend. That's like RV capital where they make it. So that's majority of the places you're going to be picking up stuff. My favorite is the reloads. Reloads is everywhere outside of Indiana. So it can be in Michigan, it can be in Idaho, it can be in Denver, it can be in California. Reloads pay more money because they're different. You got to go different places to get them. But me being a flight attendant, I love reloads because it's gonna pay me more money and I can fly everywhere. And with me living in Michigan, you get a reload in Michigan that's 20 minutes up the road. That's so much better than hopping on the plane. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you need any help with ever getting your CDLs, Class A, Class B, I can guide you through the process where you can do it yourself. A lot harder. I would recommend just getting your Class Bs or something, but you still get your Class As. And now I found out through like a guy that was doing Uber one time with me that he got his Class A's, I think at Henry Ford Community College in Michigan, for free. So nowadays they have free programs where you don't even have to sign contracts or anything. So look at your local community college. They might have a free program for you to go get your CDLs. Go take that class. You just got to have like those 4 weeks or wherever the class time frame is to be able to do it. So let me know if this video helped you out. I hope it did. I'm Lando Success. Hope all is well. I'm out.